Hello, Avid family. How are you? I'm just excited as you are to be here. And in teacher spirit, I want to walk around, grab the mic, stand in front of you, stand next to some of you, and put my hand on your shoulder because you're not paying attention, and use all those other great things that are going on. But we're here today at this podium addressing wonderful educators like yourselves. It's really great to be here in Dallas this afternoon. I've met so many passionate educators in these last couple of days. Some of you on the escalators coming up and down because I love the conversations. Thank you for inspiring our students, like these amazing students that we have on stage. Thank you for advocating for their education. We know it's a lot of work. Before I overuse the thank yous, I really want to thank the Avid for Higher Education team. Eileen, Betty, Stacy, Evie, James, Yvonne, and all the other folks that I left out. Thank you for pushing us to be great educators, to learn, to use professional development, to not be the sage on the stage, to be relevant, and to be the teachers that we're born to be. Thank you for doing that for us. Thank you. To my parents and family, love them dearly. They've always meant the world to me. They're the reason I persist and I continue to grow. Thank you to my sister Susie, who's here, for being here today. She's an educator. She's my biggest supporter. And thank you for being my first teacher. And for all the solicited and unsolicited advice. It's very well appreciated, let me tell you. So the idea of implementing Avid for higher education was new to the university, to Texas Tech, like many of you who took on the challenge. But the spirit of retention, completion, and success, it's not new. It's part of our mission. We found a home for Avid for higher education. We looked for passionate educators. The determining factor, of course, for us was going after the individual in Avid, finding that individual determination. Finding like-minded and passionate professors at Texas Tech was the mission, because a lot of us have public school background, and even if we don't, we're here to teach more than math. As was just mentioned, we're here to teach students. We started like your schools did, build a site team, began forming and building, reached out to our K-12 partners. This group began meeting and discussing our students coming in from all the different high schools across the state. We focused on retention and persistence, and we began to implement what is now part of our university, Avid for Higher Education. We're now moving into our fourth year, and we're really excited about the sustainability of it. So that's right. One of the things that I tell parents and students at Red Raider Orientation is, yes, that Avid sign that you recognize is the one that you recognize. It is Avid from high school. It is Avid from Midland, Odessa. It is Avid from Dallas and Houston. It is Avid from Edinburgh. That's right, we have Avid. Why? Why do you all have Avid? Because we know the power of an Avid family. You're standing here in front of me today, sitting, excuse me. And we know that retention is a collaboration effort. So if you know your students are enrolling and coming to Tech, come look up the Avid family. Come look us up. We're happy to show you around. We're happy to have you. I really appreciate our administration for having the vision to have an Avid office. Our new unit coordinator, Cassandra Garcia, our folks, Shay, Ryan, who are here. If you're here in the audience, wave. Don't know if you're here or not. But we appreciate the work and the effort that's being made to make Avid a success. So professors in engineering, education, counseling, and communication studies, we don't just live in the ivory tower. We've come to the Avid trainings. We've improved our teaching. We've been through the professional development. And we've created an Avid for College Success course for our first-year students. This process in professional development has made me a better teacher. I use many of these strategies in my leadership courses. That's right, my graduate courses. And I love telling my principals and superintendents that all semester I've engaged them with Avid strategies. And right now I want to do a 10-2. I need to stop and ask questions, but I'm going to keep going. And if they don't have Ask Avid in their districts, I ask them to think about it. And I also ask them why. As faculty, we have brought our own experience and expertise to the Avid College Success course at Texas Tech. Knowing the only thing that separates your high school students that you've worked so diligently with and are entering freshmen is 2.5 months. We know the millennials are coming. They let us know. So do their helicopter and bulldozer parents. Don't think you're the only ones who deal with them, so yeah. The helicopter ones send the emails and make the phone call. The bulldozer ones are sitting in your office, All of our students still need guidance and support, and we work diligently to provide it. It's not an easy thing. As educators, all of us sitting in this room today, we all have a story, an educational narrative of where we began. Some of us from very humble beginnings, from small towns. Others braved poverty, battled the urban jungle to persist, to make it. You, teachers, counselors, and principals, educators that are in this room, you're helping students create their own future college paths. You're, in essence, helping our Avid students write and rewrite their college journeys. You're making it possible. That is why we must continue with Avid, especially in higher education. Remember your own growth as a college student? Remember those college days? Some of you are smiling already, not those kind of college days, the academic ones. Those part-time jobs, those work studies, the financial aid, the application, the scholarship coming through, 8 people in apartments. Okay, we'll stop there. For some of you, it may not have been that long ago. Some of us, like myself, still live my life in semesters. The true college story is not only to get into college and persist, but it's to graduate. We are all benefactors of that space. Think about everything that you've been through your own college journey. The many jobs to get through school, the tough times, but we all made it. We graduated. We want the same for our Avid students. We want to be professionals, like the professionals you are today, so we can continue to share our stories of success, along with the struggles and perseverance, because that's the reality. In short, Avid family, we have all worked, sacrificed, and stayed up many a long night investing in our education. Thank you for doing that with our college students and with our Avid students. I know as educators, we spend a lot of our own time and a lot of our own money on our students. It's not because we have to, but because we care, and it's the right thing to do to help them succeed. We see our students make similar sacrifices to move into the college world. We're proud of them because they are ready for the rigors of college, and thank you for doing that. Many of us in this room are first generation, the first ones to brave college, the first ones to pioneer that in our families. Like many of you, I'm a first generation college going student. I was labeled migrant, Latino, at risk for many reasons. I grew up in the Rio Grande Valley, fighting not to be a statistic. Many of us in here never thought we would be in education, yet here we are, passionately advocating for the students because we love them, we support them, and we want to see them succeed. As you know, there are many hurdles and traps along the way which keep students from persisting and finishing. For our first generation students and students of color, there are so many. We keep reminding these populations through studies and statistics they are one chess move away from not completing college. For our male students, we hear they have a higher propensity to not finish school, especially college. For our female students, we keep encouraging them to get into STEM-related fields. These conversations are deep, they are personal, they're complicated, but they're the reality of what waits in college for many of our students, especially our Avid students. We in this room, we're educators. We've lived it, we've succeeded, we've survived it. We keep sharing our stories because we want our students to glean from them. We've shared our own struggles and testimonies. We are conscious of the skills that we are providing our students. We want them to ask critical questions, especially when they move into college. We want them to keep moving forward. And yes, Avid students do keep moving forward. So what happens after you take them on the college tours? What happens after the first day of orientation and advisement? Well, you know a lot happens. In many universities who are proud to recruit the top 10 students, and everybody in between, many students have never thought about going to tutoring or getting academic support. For many students, they were Mr. and Mrs. High School. They were the IT student, the top student, the AP student, the salutatorian valedictorian. They're insulted at the idea of having to go to academic coaching. But this is the realities of a university and college. I remind my Avid students, when you took English AP, when you took calculus AP, you had 9 to 10 months to do it. It's not that we're making things harder for you in college. You've only got 3 months in a fall to complete the course. It's a different space. It's a different reality. But for our Avid students who come to college, they understand that working in groups is important. They understand tutorials, and they understand that space. We're happy to have them and continue to recruit them. We're harnessing the K-12 culture that's been embedded in Avid, and we're bringing it to higher education. Kicking and screaming, but we're bringing it. Like your schools, we had to build a team. We had to create our curriculum. We had to rewrite and write the syllabi. We taught the courses. We've taught them, refined them, and continue to do that every semester. We take the culture and the norms that you keep continue and provide, especially in a space like this, in Summer Institute, and we learn and we bring that to our universities. Our college success course continues to connect Avid students to our writing centers, to our learning centers. We hire them so that they can be the tutors and the role models in your Avid high schools and your Avid middle schools. For that, we are very grateful. We are, in essence, building a first-year experience course with the framework for Avid higher education. We keep advancing, we keep developing those writing and critical skills that are so important. We're very fortunate to have a huge shoulder to lean on, and one of our biggest cheerleaders, Dr. Beverly Finch in Lubbock ISD, has opened many doors for us. We plan together, we share professional development, we share tutors, we share campuses. We're connecting the Avid pipeline. It's always great to see families and students come to our university for Avid Family Night and celebrate the Avid graduates. It's an honor to continue to help and support them. So, we're conscious that we are building an Avid pipeline of success for many first-generation students, and we know relationships do matter. We're grateful to be part of this Avid pipeline. I can tell you firsthand, Avid students stand out in a very good way. Right now, this summer, Marisol Gutierrez, one of our first Avid students at Texas Tech, when we launched this 3 years ago, she's a first-generation Latina and a future engineer. She is in San Diego speaking at the Summer Institute. We couldn't be more proud. She is a testament of what Avid did for her in middle school and high school, changing her life, giving her an opportunity, and being more than a label. Thank you for all the long hours, the one-to-one conversation with our students. Thank you for believing in our students. Thank you for making an impact in their education. Finally, Avid family, thank you for passing the Avid baton to us in colleges and universities. We're happy to take it, run the next lap of the college race, and further shape the lives of our students. Avid educators, you are appreciated. Thank you so much for having us today. Thank you.